Hey everyone, we just added a new feature I think you're going to love. We've made it super easy and secure to add new users. It doesn't matter if you're a brand that has a team, if you're an agency that wants to make it easy to onboard new clients, onboard new employees. There's a little something for everyone here. So let's dive right in. If you go into Workspace users, let's say you're a brand and you want to add a team member. This is where you would go to do that. These are all of the team members that I have now, and click Add New. And this is where things are a little different than you're used to. When you're adding a user now, we've made it extremely simple. All you need to add now is the name, the email address, and what user type. So we've now grouped these into a much easier to manage set of options. So you can quickly make them an admin or a standard user. Or if you want to get super detailed like we used to do by default, you can click restricted user. And now you can detail exactly what they have access to, which social networks they have access to. But for this demo, let's use admin user. I'm not actually going to add this person yet. I want to demo that in the agency dashboard because there's some extra features there. But notice that now what we do is instead of you deciding what their username is, you deciding what their password is, and then sending them this password and information later, that's not really secure and it's not a very smooth workflow. So what we do now is we will actually send them an email invitation on your behalf. You can customize the email invitation, the subject and the body text, and be sure to check this after you customize it, and it will use that by default for any future users you set up. What I want to note here, in this example, this is a brand. So let's say you have an enterprise account and you have a custom email SMTP set up for your brand. The good news is it's going to send this email as your brand. So yes, we are using your custom email to send that out. So once you send this, it will send them an email invitation where they can just click through and set up their own profile, even upload their own profile image, and determine their own password that they will remember. But before we do that, I want to jump over to Agency Dashboard. Slightly different for Agency Dashboard, not too different though. So in this use case, let's say you have an agency and you just hired somebody new that is going to be assigned to multiple workspaces, multiple clients. I'm going to click Add Agency User. Let's actually do this one. Come up with a fake name here. I'm just going to come up with an email address here that I personally use, just so I can click the link and show you how it works. So as you can see, we also have the same user types, and there's something a little different here though. Now what I can do in one step, this used to be very difficult, but we've made it really easy. You could set up a single sign-in for this employee in one step. Now you just check whichever clients this person is assigned to, and it will automatically generate a login for all of those workspaces with no additional setup required. So I've selected 5, and let's say this is the invitation. Since his name is Chris, let's just personalize this for him a little bit. After all, it is a new employee. So I'm going to send an invitation to Chris. I'm not going to make this the default because I personalized it. Once you do this, you're still going to see Chris here in your list of employees. It indicates that the invitation was sent. You'll know when it's been accepted because this will all of a sudden show what their username is. You can also resend the invitation if Chris says he never received it. You can also see which workspaces Chris is linked to. Then in the actions, you'll be able to edit, delete, and do some other things. You have additional options within editing after they've created their account. All you could do at this point is edit the invitation. But I am going to jump in and approve this. So I'm going to go to the email that was sent and finish the setup. And I'm going to click that button. So what I wanted to point out there was everything here is branded for your agency. It said it was sent from contest because that is what we use for our email SMTP for our agency as the sender. So the email is going to come from your agency, and the page that they come to will have your agency branding with your agency logo up here. So username, let's create something here. So notice that they are deciding their own username, so it's something that they can remember. And they are setting their own password, which is much more secure than creating one and emailing it to them. They choose their date format, their time zone, wherever they're working, and they can upload an image. So I'm going to go into images and just grab a fake image. This literally was generated from AI. And I'm going to say, let me in. So now Chris has dropped into his new workspaces. You'll notice that he can switch between all 5 of the workspaces that we've added him to. So he only needs to log in once using his main username and password that he set up and he remembers. Notice that it also drops him right in with his social profiles already assigned. It has the guide for him because he's a new user, to kind of walk him through how to use the tool and how to post to social media. And before I move on, I want to show you one other really cool new feature. If you jump in, and I'm going to have to cut over here because Chris is not an admin. He doesn't have access to manage users. I'm going to log out and log in as an admin. I'll be right back. Okay, so I am now logged in as an admin, so we have the additional options. I'm going to jump into Workspace Users and show you a new button that you have access to. So you'll notice that now there's a new button here that says Add Agency User, in addition to Add Client User. So this button only occurs after you've added at least one agency employee to your agency dashboard. It'll dynamically just start appearing. And here's the purpose for this. You can now add agency users extremely easily to any new client that you add to your software. So let's say you get a new client, it's Taco Bell, you've just added the workspace. Notice that Chris is already in here because we added him when we added the agency user. But let's say you've added a brand new employee and maybe you forgot to add him to this particular workspace. It's very easy to add a new agency employee to the workspace. Just click on Add Agency User, and then you select whatever user that you want to add, and it adds them. That's it. You're done. What it's going to do is add all of their default settings that you set up when you added them as an agency employee. Kelly was designated to be an admin, so she'll be an admin here on this workspace. If you want to go in and edit that, you can change anything about her. You can make her the moderator, make any changes, as I mentioned before, as discreetly as you'd like for Kelly's access within this workspace. Add Client User works very similar to the way it used to, except we're using that new technique that is more secure. Oh, I ran out of users. I only have access to 3 on this particular workspace. But basically what will happen, let me delete one of these. I need to upgrade Enterprise so I can get access to more users. Let's see, so if I add a client user here, I'll be able to do that just like I could any other user. So it'll send them that email invitation and add the client user as well. If you guys have any questions, reach out to us in chat. I hope you make use of this new feature, and we will talk next time.